Day 8. Min beneath the trees. The rain had stopped. Ignorant of the four glens sitting not far above her, Grandel, who lived in the ramshackle main house with her husband Pipe, had begun to sweep the path past the converted garage where her daughter Ros and grandson lived. Do you think she knows about the snark's nest? Prinny asked the others, pointing to a swarm buzzing into a gap at the bottom of the garage wall. I so don't like snarks, Pollet replied. There hasn't been a nest in the garden for ages. Min was only thinking about how to ask Fitlin what he meant and not paying attention when Grandel swept past the nest. Oh no, Prinny said, I can't watch. What can we do? She covered her eyes as Grandel let out a yelp of pain. Too late, Fitlin answered. Throwing off her garden glove, Grandel ran into the house. Soon after, Pipe arrived to inspect the nest. We need to get rid of them. What if they sting the grandchildren? Grandel said, blowing on her red and swollen hand. As long as we avoid the nest, the snarks will leave us well alone, Pipe replied. Min looked at the others. They were nodding. They knew his advice was right. They didn't leave me alone. They have to go. Tess and Gus's mother Ida came outside with her older sister Ros to join in the discussion. Of course they must go, Dad, they said, agreeing with their mother. The decision was made. The snarks had to die. That will involve some nasty gorble poison which will likely be just as dangerous for us as the snarks, Pollet said. I understand their fear, but Pipe is right. They should leave them be. I'm off now. See you all soon. Fitlin waved his wings in farewell as he launched himself off the branch. I'm sorry she was stung, Min thought, vaguely aware of a feather-touched stroke on her back. Why couldn't she have stayed inside so I could find out what Fitlin meant? Another round of prods in her right shoulder made her head pound with irritation. Ugh, she complained. Come on, Prinny, let's go. Sorry, Pollet, I need a rest. I'm sick of what's ever happening in my shoulder blades. I so don't like snarks, but their extermination makes me feel terrible. I'll tell my mothers, they'll know what to do. The two friends flew back to the mountain gum and hid themselves in a swirling group of smooth gum leaves. I have something to tell you, Min said. Prinny looked at her expectantly. Yes? Well, I think Fitlin gets whatever is happening to me at the moment. It makes me feel less alone. A look of surprise passed over Prinny's face. Min saw it and gasped. Oh, Prin, I'm never alone with you. I'm glad Fitlin might understand, Minnie-Lins, Prinny replied. It makes me like him a lot. Min could feel her scalp tingling. Prinny started to giggle. Min, you've got a crush, she spluttered, unable to contain her mirth. The word crush was so crazy that Min joined in. They fell backwards onto the leaves, howling with laughter. Is that you, Min? Zilla asked from their nearby nest. We haven't heard that merry sound for a while. Hi and bye, Zilla and Gala, Prinny said, emerging from the leaves and waving as she left to join her family. What do you have for discussion while we eat? Gala asked Min. A snark stung Grandel, Min explained, and she and Pipe disagreed about destroying the nest. We think Pipe will give in to the pressure. We have a duty to warn them then, Gala responded. Min's mood lightened. She excused herself from her family and crawled deep under her spinner silk blanket, determined to block out the nightmare her life had become and enjoy the lightness. A leaf shake later, the pulsing in her shoulders resumed. What now? Stop with these awful sensations and horrible thoughts. The sensations kept going, and the thoughts continued to sneak into her mind. In exasperation, Min exploded. For all the leaves on our tree, if something's going to happen, then get on with it. Soon enough came the response. Chapter 5, Not Just a Hunch. Eco 29, Early Evening. A barely discernible sound whispered past their nest. Min's eyes flew open. Soon enough, the first thing on her mind. Is this it? Anxiety crinkled her brow and clenched her teeth, making her neck ache. The tightness in her chest, which had been an unwelcome companion for Eco, squeezed harder. Her heart thrashed like a wounded flapper caught in a thorny cage. She scrambled out of the nest to see 2 immense wings folding in on either side of vast, unblinking yellow eyes. A deep, soft voice called out, "Lana Barkington, may I speak with you?" From close by, Lana responded, "Otterlin, is that you?" "Otterlin? How does Lana know him? Is he a friend?" Min asked her mothers as they joined her. Otterlin is a megowl from Lower Glinterdale, south of the Silver Radiant Forest, in their secret valley home. Megowls are almost never seen in urban areas, so there must be a good reason for his visit, Zilla explained. "I'll see you tomorrow, under the trees."